Hi, my friend. Do you struggle with having more patience in your relationship and in the things that you truly care about? Do you find yourself that you just really want to keep your foot on the gas pedal and get going and going as fast as you want to without having to worry about slowing down or stop when necessary and look around to make sure that everybody else is on the same page with you? Well, welcome to my channel. In this episode of Heal with Yan, I would like to share with you 3 tips on how to cultivate of having more patience in your life so that you do not get ahead of God and you can learn to produce a fruitful relationships and bear fruit in the things you work hard for and you truly care about. Well, welcome. If this is the first time you are here, I am so happy to meet you. Don't forget to hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel so I can produce more video like this to help you. My name is Yan. I am a life coach and an author of a #1 Amazon best-selling book. In this episode, have your pen and paper ready and let's get started. Tip number 1. Take a deep breath. No matter what we want to do or accomplish in our relationships or in our life, we need to begin with a calm mind and a peaceful heart. This is the beginning posture that we need to be in order to produce fruit in what we truly love and care about. When you feel anxious or when you feel you're under tremendous amount of stress, that you just want to get going, you just want to push through your agenda in life through your relationships or your project, before you make an impulsive decision, that at the end you actually will not be able to produce fruit in that relationship because you're focusing on productivity, you're focusing on pushing through your agenda and getting things done efficiently, but not being effective. Control your inner impulse to wanting to start things too quickly or rushing through things. So take a deep breath in order to control. You need to be taking impulsive action. Tip number 2. We can learn to be patient. God is patient, so can we. He is patient with us, so we can learn to be more patient with other people. Being patient, it is a virtue and a quality that we are capable of learning through prayer, through practice, and through focusing on how God is patient, so we can actually learn to be more like God who created us. We have that ability inside of us that we are able to overcome our impulsiveness, to overcome our impatience. We are capable of doing that through His strength. So how do we learn to cultivate more patience in our attitude, our words, and our actions? If we are being patient with other people, we know our words will bring unity. Our words will encourage others instead of separation, instead of dividing other people from ourselves. When we are patient, we know our words and our action, our attitude will build each other up instead of tearing down our relationships. Our words and action would actually strengthen our bond and our relationship and brings unity with the other people instead of making our relationship weaker and tearing each other down. When you begin with a peaceful heart and a calm mind, and when you pray to bring unity and building each other up in order to strengthen your relationship, you're ready for tip number 3. Learn to listen and empathize. When we are in a position we want to push our agenda through, we want to reach our goals, we're claiming that we really want to help other people, we wanted to get on the fast lane, we want to be efficient, and we want to overcoming obstacles in relationship, we are thinking about what we need. When we put our own agenda on the table in a relationship or doing a project or at the workplace, we are not putting the focus and giving consideration. The other person also has needs that need to be met. When we learn to focus and switch focus from 100% on our own agenda and primarily on fulfilling our needs as fast, as productive as possible, when we share the stage and give consideration by beginning to listen and having consideration of what the other person needs and wants are, we are starting to learn how to do things in a way that to bear fruit in what we care about, to bear true fruit in our relationship, to build real, authentic connection with each other. And in order to listen to other people, we have to learn to allow other person to be vulnerable and to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. So the skill of listening is really learning to sit down and create a safe environment for the other person to share their vulnerability, to share their concerns, to share about what they truly need in this relationship. And if we put our focus on listening to the other person's needs and making them feel safe about sharing it with us and giving consideration to their vulnerability, if they're exposing their weakness to us, can they trust us that we are not going to judge them and we're not going to abandon them? We're not going to use it against them. We're not going to make them feel they're inadequate. They're slowing us down. They're holding us back. Can we be the person willing to slow down? Can we be the person that willing to make some self-sacrifice? Can we cultivate patience in our relationship, putting us in a position to make other people feel safe and loved, even they are vulnerable? Are we willing to say, you know what? I'm going to wait for you. Do you know what? I'm going to build realistic expectations that we will go forward in our relationship. We will reach our goals, but it might take on a different shape and a different form. We might do it in different ways. It might be a little bit slower, but it's okay because at the end of the day, I value our relationship. I put our connection and we put you first. We put our relationship first instead of my agenda. My agenda doesn't come as the first priority. My goal doesn't come as the first priority. The goal of our relationship is not to achieve my own performance goals. The goal of our relationship is to actually help each other to make sure that together we can accomplish amazing things. Together we can build a loving connection. Together we can accomplish what we want, the goal that we both wanted to achieve. We can do the hard things by strengthening our relationship and our bond. So, in order to cultivate patience, we learn to wait on the other person. We learn to wait on each other. We learn to make self-sacrifice. We learn to care about the other person's needs. we learned to be vulnerable, allowing ourselves, allowing the other person to be vulnerable. We learn to carry each other's burdens. We learn to be non-judgmental, and we learn to love each other based on who we are and being authentic, and we learn to give each other love that's truly unconditional. So, my friend, I hope these tips will help you to cultivate more patience, having more patience in your relationships and in your life, because at the end of the day, it will be worth it. Your relationship will bear juicy fruit. Isn't that what we all want? Is to have really fruitful relationships. Truly nurtures our need to do life together, to be connected with people we truly love and care about. It's not just about accomplishing performance goals and get there as fast as possible. That is really not the primary goal. And through doing that, along the way, we lose a partner. Along the way, we lose our own identity. Along the way, we don't actually bear fruit. Along the way, we might quit. Along the way, people abandon each other. That is actually not what we're trying to achieve after all. We end up to be lonely, feeling isolated, and feeling disconnected. So if I helped you in any way, I would appreciate it that you give me a like and give your feedback and your comment below so I can address them, and subscribe to my channel so I can continue to make more videos like this to help you. And until next time, and as always, take care of yourself and your loved ones. Bye-bye.